Talk to me now. Can't stop. Go bounce, yeah. Oh, feeling it, feeling it. Oh, feeling it, feeling it. Yup, yup. Feeling it, feeling it. Word on the street, come on. Yup. Yup, yup. Walk like, come on and talk like, come on, walk that, talk that, talk that. Oh. Yup, yup. Yup, yup. Oh. Oh. Come on. Play the horn now. Oh, 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 oh. Come on. Say what? Say what? Feeling it, feeling it. Say what? I say what? Come on. Say what? I say what? Feeling it, feeling it. Say what? Say what? Yup. Yup, yup. Walk that, come on, talk that, come on, walk, come on, talk that. Give it to me now. Oh. Give it to me now. Oh. Come on. Give it to me now. Give it to me now. Give it to me now. Play the horn now. Oh, 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 oh. Come on. Say what? Say what? Come on. Feeling it, feeling it. Say what? I say what? Come on. Say what? I say what? Come on. Feeling it, feeling it. Say what? Say what? Take it down. Yup, yup. Here we go. Oh. Woo. Come on. Walk that. Come on and talk that. Come on, walk that. Feeling it, feeling it. Walk that. Come on and talk that. Come on, walk that. Walk that. Come on and talk that. Come on, walk that. Feeling it, feeling it. Walk that. Come on and talk that. Come on, walk that. Woo. Take it down. Say what? I say what? Feeling that thing. What they call it? Word on the street. Word on the street. Feeling that thing. What they call it? Say word on the street. Word on the street. Word on the street. That's the brass alcoholics. Can't stop that go-go bounce. Can't stop that go-go bounce. What you feeling now? Can't stop that go-go bounce. Can't stop that go-go bounce. Woo! Can't stop
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Front Porch here on WBOK. What we're talking about all day long. I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree, and on the other side of the glass is Jared on this Free Your Mind Friday, bringing us in with a little bit of go-go bounce from the Brassaholics. Yes, indeed, that's what I needed this morning because I'm sleepy. And I'm not sleepy because I didn't go to sleep last night. I'm just sleepy. But I hope that you all are having a wonderful start to your Good Friday and that you are preparing for this weekend. But grab yourself a comfortable chair, a mug or a tumbler of your favorite frosty or steamy adult beverage. Mind your manners. Say good morning. And sit a spell with us here for the next 3 hours on the front porch. We're located at on the historic campus of Xavier University on at the foot of the overpass on Norman C. Francis Parkway. So you know we're home, and you can give us a call here at 504-582-9422. It is free your mind Friday, and if you got something on your mind, you want to get it off your chest, give us a call here at 504-582-9422. It is Good Friday. I am patiently waiting to change my blood type from O positive to crawfish positive. And I definitely have all intentions of not necessarily eating myself into a coma, but I am going to twist, pop, pull for the next 2 to 3 days. Literally, my diet will consist of crawfish. That is what I have on my mind. We've gotten quite a few crawfish invitations. You do not have to wait to invite us if you are looking to have us to come to your crawfish event. Please and thank you. Early and not late. Let us know. We'll fit it in. 504-582-9422. Good morning, Pop Jones.
Good morning, Kim. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you this morning?
I'm doing fine, but 400 years of slavery.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of people throughout the country, in the state, even in the city, trying to bring us back. They're going so far as I hear the senators and thing stay in the state. They got other senators or whatever the position they hold in the state. They're voting against laws, making laws against New Orleans. How can they do that?
Because the people in New Orleans are not interested enough to vote for governor or mayor. So then I can't say there's no harm
that's what
without
I was
defense.
about to say.
Yeah, I mean it's not no harm without defense. It's people that's decided not to fight. So I can fight for me. I can fight alongside
Yeah,
people, but if you're not
okay.
in the fight, I can't do nothing for you.
That's right. That was my thought. So like just like what you're saying, Kim, they know that also.
Mm-hmm.
But I hear all kinds of excuses why I don't vote. But they know we don't vote, so they use that against us.
But guess what? We have people in our community who tell other people not to vote. And one particular, I'm gonna say his name.
That's exactly what I'm
I'ma
talking
say his
about,
name.
Kim.
Monster with a fade. Y'all know this. Y'all know Keyshawn. Keyshawn for years has been telling people voting is for the politicians. Voting don't do nothing. But he campaigned for the current mayor. So make it make sense to me. Explain it to me like I'm slow. And him along with a bunch of other social media influencers that put themselves out there. Yeah, I don't have nothing for it. What you say?
A house divided against itself cannot stand.
We not even a house, Pop, because we can't get people to say they black, not without no extra caveats.
Kim, well, you really starting this morning.
So I mean, Pop, I want to fight alongside the people who have the goal of everybody having some sort of freedom and independence and the ability to capitalize on what the country promised. But the rest of these people who selling out for a buck, selling out for a pat on the head, selling out because they want to be in a group and sit with certain people, they can go to hell, and I don't want no parts of it.
Okay, they're doing it right in the city, throughout the state, and in the country. They're selling us out for their own benefits.
Because they want money, and they want the ability to say, I sit next to these people. They want to be able to say, I send my kids to these certain schools, and my child's the only black child in the building. Okay, you don't like your kids. You let me know you don't like us. So now whatever them people do, you don't run over here for protection and shield. That's what you wanted. Stay with that.
So, Kim, that's why I said 400 years of slavery. They're trying to bring us back.
And
So where
it's
they've
going to
been
be us that
controlled,
lets them do it, Pop.
stop us from voting. They're even trying to stop us. See what they're trying to stop the vote? They don't want you to mail in the vote. They want to send people there. They're doing everything, so many things to stop you from voting, and people died in order to get us to vote. And also, another thing, Kim, when you vote, they got so many amendments and stuff in there you don't understand. You have to get a lawyer to explain it to you. What about that?
Well, I don't think getting a lawyer to explain it to us is a problem. We have enough black people that are attorneys in our community
Okay,
that should be able to explain it to us because they know the legalese.
right.
The question is, will they
Okay,
do it? One. Two, if it's of any benefit without them getting paid for it, will they do it? So we have the people who will do that in our community. It's just kind of not the people who you keep looking to do it.
okay. I heard. I think what he's Duplessis. He's in Baton Rouge, right?
Who that?
Duplessis. I think he ran for
Royce.
a position. I don't know whether he won or not. He ran for a position here in New Orleans.
Yes, he ran for mayor in New Orleans.
Man, okay, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, he was explaining how these people in other parishes voting, like the judges and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They already got laws. When you vote for a judge, and if a judge is incompetent or he doing wrong, you don't vote for him no more. Or you can, if he go too far, you can get him out. But they want to pass it so if they, in their opinion, the judge is not, and you know what opinions are, what they say about opinions. So they want to have it so their opinions, they could, that's coming from everywhere throughout the country. Get rid of, if you don't agree with me, I'm going to get rid of you.
Pop, let me tell you something. The objective is not the problem. It's who's helping them do it. On the mayoral campaign for the person that's sitting in office right now, there are people that look like you and me who hit the gas to help them become elected. But the same thing is true about the current governor, and the same thing is true about the current president of the United States. People who look like us got paid to put those people in office. So when we start talking about who's going to community build with us, we start talking about who is going to link arms with us. Look for the people who took money and were so glad to stand on those stages with those people, and tell them they're not welcome here. Because until we keep the people who are willing to sell us out for the chance to be among the people who are in leadership, even though the leadership is going to harm people who look like us, they not for us. And we got to be comfortable with saying, yes, I see your skin, but yes, I also see how you work, and you're not supposed to be with us. So you can't sit with us.
Well, wait,
Go sit
Kim,
over there.
let me ask this question.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say that they're for us, try to act like they're for us and not for us.
Show and
for
prove,
themselves.
Pop. Show and prove. If they don't show and prove, stop letting them. Who the hell left the gate open? That's us. So we got to do better about that.
Okay. Well, all right, Kim.
All right.
I'm always learning. That's why, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. But I listen and I learn. That's why I call the station.
Well, I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you calling in. If something else is on your mind, Pop, it's Free Your Mind Friday. You're welcome to call in, okay?
All right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Have a good one. You listen to the Front Porch here on WBOK. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. We'll see you on the other side of the break, guys.
Hey, everybody, it's Graylin Bryant Banks.
And Kimber White Dupree.
From the Front Porch, y'all. You know how we do every Monday. It's Movie Monday.
And Tuesday is Trivia Tuesday.
And y'all know we have nothing but bad cheering coming through here on Wednesday.
But stick with us. On Thursday, we travel.
That's right. And Friday's Free Your Mind Friday, so get your brass up.
Something on your mind? Want to get it off your chest?
Holla at your people. WBOK 1230 AM, station you listen to
all day long.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Kubel, and here are today's headlines for you. A former New Orleans teacher is now facing 60 additional charges accused of using artificial intelligence to create deep fakes using real photos of teens. Benoit Cransack, a former teacher at Isidore Newman School, is accused of using photos pulled from social media to create explicit images. Cransack remains in custody at the Orleans Justice Center, and prosecutors say the investigation is ongoing with the possibility of additional charges. A New Orleans City Council committee takes new steps to make our streets safer, approving an action plan. Transportation Committee members outlined a plan to prevent more tragedies, approving the first step for a multi-million-dollar safety plan. The goal is to cut traffic deaths in half by 2031 by upgrading lighting, curbs, and crosswalks. And the crew of Artemis 2 is officially headed to the moon after a final major engine firing last night. The historic trip marks the first time humans left Earth's orbit since 1972's Apollo 17 mission. The crew is expected to return to Earth on April 10th. And that is a look for you at today's headlines. I'm Elizabeth Kubel for WBOK. Have a great day, everyone.
Transform your bathroom with the beautiful quality of Bath Planet. As a trusted leader in bathroom renovation, Bath Planet has earned the Good Housekeeping seal, a symbol of quality and consumer confidence for over 100 years. Get half off installation or 18 months with no interest and no payments. Whether it's tub replacement, a shower replacement, or a tub-to-shower conversion, Bath Planet makes your custom bath fast, easy, and affordable. Here's how it works. 1. Call to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. 2. Our design experts come to you with real samples to customize your dream bath. 3. Our certified installers complete the transformation in as little as 1 day. And right now, for a limited time, you can upgrade your bathroom for 50% off installation or choose 18 months with no interest and no payments. But you need to call now. This special offer is only available by calling 800-981-8177. That's 800-981-8177. Call 800-981-8177 right now before the offer ends.
The National World War II Museum, located in the Warehouse District of New Orleans. The National World War II Museum tells the story of America's experience in the war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. Visit them online at www.nationalww2museum.org for time tickets and safety information.
Greetings and salutations. I am Edward B. Coulon Smith, chairman of the board of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to invite you to tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon on WBOK to listen in on Black to Business and be a part of the movement that's going on. Thank you.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
Psst, check it out. Let the butterfly of love go where it wants to go. Just another page in the book of rebelology. Trump tight with the funk, living in the hump, cold as ice with all the spice. If my mind gets free, that's all she wrote, G. I try to rap along without no horn, but I need the rhythm so that I can get them, making it stick so hard and quick. I'll get the fresh cut and all that stuff. It'll bring it to the end, so let's begin. Back in the time when our mind was fresh, we didn't let them get us, we put them in check, but we went to sleep. We tried to cheat, we'll get it all back with one whack. Blow your horn.
That's fine and blowing. That's fine and blowing. So cool.
I got the rhythm that I need, I'm begging you please. Confused about the funk, it'll make you jump. So cold with the flow, it'll make you glow. Damon's on the bottom, Merv's on the top. Wheels on the chord and fleas on the wop. Hitting the rhythm that touches your soul. Making the lyrics that mix and roll. Brother's got the voice that is so choice. Oops and the vibe, all kicking it live. Steve's on the bone, so cold and long. Cause it's so cold, he'll make you roll. Jiggy got the rhythm that it touches your soul. Blow, man.
That's fine and blowing. That's really fine and blowing. Who did those guys say they were?
Welcome back to the Front Porch here on WBOK. What do one is talking about all day long? I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree, and on the other side of the glass is Jared on this Free Your Mind Friday. If you got something on your mind, you want to get it off your chest, give us a call here at 504-582-9422. I got a text yesterday I wanted to tell you guys about from one of my parents, and I'm gonna say parents because if I taught your kid's still my kid, and you're still one of you're part of my tribe. But I got a text yesterday about one of my favorites, and I can say he is one of my favorites, who is now a junior at St. Augustine High School, and he was in a cotillion maybe about a week or two ago, and so his mom sent the video yesterday, in the picture of him with the bell that he escorted. But good morning, and shout out to DeFrida Carter and my baby, John Terrence Carter Jr., who makes me so proud every time I see him and see him in action or hear things about what he's doing. He's always been a bright star, and I know I'm going to hear so much more about him as he transitions into his senior year as a Purple Knight. So a lot of good different things happening, and I came across a video that kind of brought back some nostalgia for me, and I think we have the clip queued up, and it was my last station as a teacher. This has been 6 years now since I've been in a classroom full time, and the class was majority Spanish speaking. And what do teachers do to make sure that the kids get what they need, we adapt. And so you're going to hear the audio of my class. It's about, I mean, you can. Yeah, you can. Um, but you'll hear the audio for those of you who are listening via the radio. And then those of you who are watching, you'll see some of the goings-ons in the classroom. But it takes about 3.5 minutes or so. And we're going to go ahead and play that.
Ocho menos
Dos.
línea abajo. All right. ¿Cuánto es 4 en 24? 6. 6 por 4 igual.
24. 24.
6 por 4 igual. 24 menos 24.
Cero.
¿Sí? Sí. Ok. 4 por qué?
100.
40. 4 por qué?
400.
6. 4 por 4. No, 40. 4 por 40.
160. What? 160. 24. 24.
Por 6 igual. Sumar. Ok. ¿Sí?
So for those of you who have watched on the screens, you'll see like there's a kid who was recording me teaching, and then I had the class partitioned or set up so that the kids who were closer to being fluent in English sitting next to English speaking kids so that they could help them to well, it was twofold, to help the kids who were not Spanish speaking learn a bit of Spanish, and help the kids who were learning English to learn English a little faster. And so that was like 6 years ago. That was December 2019, the last time I was in a classroom. And throughout the last several years, I have done consulting with schools. I've also gone in and done model lessons, and I am actually teaching right now at a all girls private school. I love teaching. I enjoy teaching. But all of the stuff that you guys were hearing in the background, I know most adults, that gets on their nerves. But kids learn, and you know they're learning when they're talking. So I say that to say the kids that I have interacted with, or the kids that I have taught in the last, it's been over 20 years. I like to set up the classroom so that I am able to hear how they think and understand what it is they picked up from what I'm teaching. And so my classrooms are loud, very, very loud, not to the point that they are disturbing other classrooms, but they're loud because I need to know what you're thinking. I need to know how you're processing this information, and if I need to go slower or if I need to come back around. And oftentimes, people view children as vessels to just receive information, and they're their own people. And I'm grateful again to families like the Carters, and the families like the Osbys, and so many other families that I've been able to. hell, families like the bros, right? Because it's necessary to have the input of the learner as you're going along so that they can best receive and get the information. The school of thought that teachers teach and children just receive that information, that notion should be burned and tossed into a river, because while they are smaller versions of us as adults, they are whole humans. They are whole humans. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Tam said, okay, Kimba está hablando y enseñando en español chingón. Listen, I have lost a lot of my practice of Spanish speaking because I'm not, of course, doing it every day. But I have a set of friends who I talk to every morning, um, and they both speak Spanish, and their families are from Honduras, so they are helping me get back to where I need to be with my Espanol, because I really was doing well, but if you don't use it, you will lose it, and I'm looking forward to getting back into that, along with learning French, because I'm serious about that. That the challenge that was given by Jimmy and Al last week, because I really want to get back into having other languages as an access. And I know some people may find that or may think that English is the only language that you need to know. I mean, in the United States, in some areas, there are people who don't speak any English at all. In this city, there are some places that you can still wander into where the language may be a Vietnamese, it may be Haitian, it may be French, it may be Spanish, and that community that may only stay in that community only know those languages. So I challenge you all, like I'm challenging myself, to expand my ability to speak different languages, just because it's helpful. It's helpful. Very much so. So, good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a great start to your morning. Good morning, Miss Joyce. Good morning, Josh. Josh, you know he does not work on Fridays. That wasn't. This is a normal planned day for Grilling not to be here. Good morning to Samarium. Good morning to Lori. Good morning, Jackie Wilmore. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Jordan. How you doing? Y'all must be off. This is Good Friday for everybody except us. But that's okay. As soon as I get off, I'm gonna take a nap and change into my eating clothes, because I'm telling you, my blood type will definitely be crawfish positive at the end of the night. Um, Good morning, Cam. How you doing? We got a Ivy from the family that's getting ready to join the Vine. I'm super excited. And good morning again, Earl Swami Nelson and Tamara Prosper. How y'all doing on this Good Friday? How many of y'all are actually at work, and how many of y'all are listening from home? I'm curious. I'm curious about that. Are y'all at home chilling, or are y'all at home, I mean, at work, doing all the things on this Good Friday? Did anybody make it over to Dookie Chase for Gumbo's Herbs yesterday? I didn't, unfortunately. But I saw people who had some, and it looked delicious. Have you had it before, Jared? Gumbo's Herbs? It's the green gumbo at Dookie Chase. Yeah, Holy Thursday, I know they do it. I don't think they do it on Friday, because for a lot of people, this is the last Good Friday that people are gonna eat like the seafood. Um, but yeah, yesterday was Gumbo's Herbs for people who made it over the Dookie Chase. I did not. I what did I do yesterday? I don't even remember. Once I left here. Oh, I know what I did. I went to take a nap by my cousin's house because I had some stuff to do here in the city. And going across the river, once I get over there, I just want to go to bed or go to a bar. Either or, but definitely was not coming back over here. But yeah, anybody else have Gumbo's Herbs? I'm curious. Give me a call or put it in the chat. 504-582-9422. Many schools are out today because it is Good Friday. The last words of Christ will be um, will be shared throughout the day at many Catholic churches. I know at my home church, Bethany, they're gonna do, what's it called? The Stations Across. Stations Across. They'll be doing that today at many churches across the world, not just across across the city. But those of you who practice and those of you who look forward to going to church on Easter Sunday, many people are gearing up for it by preparing themselves for the Resurrection Sunday as it approaches. Y'all have any plans for Easter, Jared? You look really uninvolved. So I can assume you don't do the cooking or any of the cooking for Easter?
I do help with the cooking.
Uh-huh.
But also, maybe sometimes not. I'll help where I'm needed. But also, I do enjoy helping when I do.
Yeah, I'm not cooking this year. I have before my parents passed, I did the cooking for my house and their houses. And with having little children, I don't know how I was able to do that and not be exhausted. But now, just for the one house, I don't want to do it. And it's not like Christmas or, it's not Thanksgiving. So I don't feel like And with the boils that people are going to be boiling seafood, I don't feel like I have to. So I probably won't. Yeah, I'll see who's cooking what. But for real, my biggest goal is crawfish. Crawfish, and if somebody throws out some snow crab or some Dungeness or some king crab, I'm going to be in that. I'm going to be all in the mix of that.
I'll probably find my way to a seafood boil as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Let's see. Tam says she's sitting in her garden writing her journal. Really? I have a journal, but I don't use it. I used to journal. I don't remember why I stopped. I don't know. Maybe I just got bored with it. I don't know. My holding my attention is difficult. There are very few things that I kind of stick with. Once I see the flaws in certain things, I'm like, okay, I'm bored now. Or I don't want to do it.
Oh, so you wouldn't want to write it down? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. Like I used to have a journal that I used to write in. I remember 2006, maybe 2005. After maybe like during Katrina, I started journaling. And I wrote up until maybe I graduated from here, when I graduated from grad school here. And I just got bored with it. I don't know. Maybe I should go back to writing down my thoughts. They would be an interesting read for anybody who picked it up. Because I've gone back and read some of my journals. And yeah, the inner workings of my mind. It's very interesting. Speaking of interesting, I have something that I want you guys to listen to about ADHD and a bit of the neurodivergence. And we could chop some of that up because I think my goal recently is to just let it play through, and then we'll go to break from there. It's to explain people how I think the way that I think. Not that I'm unable to think other ways, but these are typically the things that that help me focus. But here we go.
With ADHD have amazing pattern recognition. Here's 7 ways it shows up in their life. Number 7 is often considered rude. Number 1, the bad vibe radar. You instantly dislike people that everyone else loves. 6 months later, everyone realizes you were right about them. Number 2, the spoiler syndrome. You get bored with movies because you predicted the ending 10 minutes into the intro. You see the formula while others watch the show. Number 3, predictive listening. You interrupt people because your brain auto-completed their sentence 10 seconds ago and you are waiting for reality to catch up. Number 4, the I told you so curse. You get annoyed by problems that haven't happened yet because you have already calculated the inevitable outcome. Number 5, micro-expression tracking. You notice tiny shifts in tone or body language that others miss. You know someone is lying before they even finish the sentence. Number 6, the novelty cliff. You become obsessed with a new hobby, master the pattern in 2 weeks, and then quit instantly because the puzzle is solved. And number 7, intolerance for repetition. You feel physical rage when someone repeats themselves or explains something you already understood the first time.
There we go. You listen to the Front Porch here on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
New Orleans never sleeps, and neither does WBOK. Now, every voice, every moment, and every show is in your pocket. Search WBOK Media wherever you get podcasts. Download, share, rate us 5 stars. Because when you support us, you amplify Black voices and the New Orleans culture.
City Park is where to go when you don't know where to go. Turn towards the city center and start walking. Before long, you'll end up where you belong, at the heart of the city, New Orleans City Park. Stroll along the reeded marsh, wander through the sculpture garden, rest and recharge beneath ancient oak trees. This is where your spirit goes to grow. It's in our nature to yearn for nature. NewOrleansCityPark.org, heart of the city.
New Orleans, the city of festivals and second chances. This is Mr. Rocky of Faithers in Jesus the Christ, inviting everyone to come to the table of grace. No matter where you are or what you're dealing with, guilt, bad habits, mistakes, or heavy hearts, Jesus still calls us his friend, and his grace is waiting for us. Tune in to WBOK, 12:30 a.m., or watch live on Facebook or Instagram. We'll reflect on his work on the cross, his resurrection, his ascension, and the hope of his return for we who that believe and have received him by faith. So join us at the table of grace, where mercy is fresh, forgiveness is real, and grace is served for people like you and me.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control. Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call Debt Fix Pros right now at 800-311-5977. That's 800-311-5977. 800-311-5977.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
Welcome back to the Front Porch here on WBOK. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree, and on the other side of the glass is Jared. And who was that? That was a good one. That was a really good one.
It was a really good one. It says it's New Breed Brass Band.
New Breed.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Featuring
New
Nicholas
Breed.
Payton.
Yeah, that was a good one. I needed that one on this Friday. It is Good Friday, and I wanted to let you know about your nephew. He's going to be playing during French Quarter Fest, or at least I have the first announcement of one of the places he'll be playing during French Quarter Fest. But he will be playing with Samaj and the Blues Experiment at the Tropical Owl Hand Grenade stage on Friday, April 17th from 11:10 to 12:10. We are usually at the museum, at the Jazz Museum during French Quarter Fest. I have not gotten confirmation of whether or not or whether we'll be there in one place or another. But yes, if you want to go see CJ play, he will be playing April 17th. I'll remind you as we get closer to that, but I got the notification and the okay to share it on yesterday. So I definitely want to keep you all informed about that. And there is a new restaurant on the West Bank. I told y'all about it, but I don't think I got to show you my plate that I got from Mr. Shrimp. Now, you all may be familiar with Larry from Mr. Shrimp. He has been a supporter of our roving food activities here at the station, and he has a restaurant that is opened in Harvey, and it is, I think it's 5100 Lapelco. Its grand opening will be on next Wednesday. Yes, next Wednesday will be the grand opening. I'll double check to be sure, but I think it's the 8th. Yeah, Wednesday the 8th. And maybe he'll come by and bring us some more food because, again, I did have I had some food at the soft opening earlier this week. So I just sent the picture over to Jared. He'll get that up so y'all can see what he had to serve up. But the menu was phenomenal. There is boiled seafood. There is fried seafood. There's also like plated seafood, like a something almondine or something like that. I don't know. I saw quite a few of the dishes. Somebody would taste the food of one of their friends at the table, and then they turn around and order it again. So that was certainly a dish that I put on my list to try. But it's Mr. Shrimp. If you are not familiar with Larry, check him out so that you can go and give him a holler. Tell him I sent you. And again, that restaurant will be, its grand opening will be on next Wednesday, the 8th. I'm going to find that menu because the food that they had, that the people kept ordering was really, really, it looked good. But he also, again, he has your traditional seafood dishes, the things that you expect to get with seafood, like your seafood pastas and chicken Florentine. They have that as well, but the salads, the boiled seafood. But the seafood that I had, the plate that I had was the fried salmon. And when I tell you good to me, that was delicious. And they were at the Riverwalk, but now they're located at 5100 Lapelco Boulevard, right in the neighborhood. Mark, when you're in your New Orleans home, come on, slide through. Ethel has not steered you wrong yet. So if you are looking for a new place to try, definitely try it for sure. And also, being that this is Easter weekend, if I could get a couple of listens of places for you to go and try over this weekend, and also keep in mind it's a holiday, so people's places may be a little crowded, but definitely I have a list of places that I think you guys should go and try, because the food's good, not just because I like the people, because some of the places I'm not sure about how I feel about the people, but yeah, I want you guys to go and try some places out. And again, keep in mind, even with the chain restaurants, it's Easter weekend. It's going to be busy. So for those of you who want to venture outside, I have a couple ideas. Before we take this next break, I wanted to give a shout out to the gentleman who brought my soda this morning. I went in to go grab a soda to go along with my breakfast, and he added it to his bill and he passed it forward. So thank you, kind sir, for giving me for treating me to a soda this morning. But if you all are looking on the screen, they had cookies and muffins, but that plate with the breaded food, that is salmon. And when I say full of flavor and delicious, boy, y'all don't even know. But make sure that if you're in town or you live on that side of town, or better yet, it's worth the drive, 5100 Lapelco Boulevard, and it does not open until this coming Wednesday. So April 8th, not before. Don't go over there looking for this food until then. All right? We're going to take this break. You listen to the Front Porch here on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Black Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is announcing a $300 million investment in affordable housing.
With this major investment in Chicago, one that will truly bring stability, opportunities, and hope to thousands of Chicagoans across our city.
It will fund 15 developments expected to create or preserve more than 1,200 units citywide. Top Democrats are suing the Trump administration over an extended order limiting mail-in voting, arguing it's unconstitutional and infringes on states' authority ahead of the November elections. The lawsuit challenging the order was filed Wednesday by Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, among others. And rapper O.J. the Juice Man suffered a serious diabetes-related medical emergency while in police custody in Georgia and was rushed to Grady Memorial Hospital for treatment. He is expected to be okay. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
Welcome back to the Front Porch here on WBOK. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree, and on the other side of the glass is Jared on this Free Your Mind Friday. That was a good one too. I like that one. Yeah. It's setting the mood. I'm telling you, I sat in the car trying to figure out how I was gonna wake myself up because everybody in my house was asleep when I left. Everybody. Kamara only had to work an hour today. The kids don't have school at all. And the dog's looking at me like, so what we doing today? Nothing. I got to go to work. And here we are. Glad to be with you all on this Good Friday morning. Good morning, just in time. How are you? How are you doing? How is everybody? Sure could use a cake. But my birthday is at the end of this month. So, you don't have to wait till the end of the month, though. Good Lord. Hey, Cam. Yes, CJ's going to be playing. He's going to be playing a lot. And as of late, he's been getting some connections with other musicians. I think when he plays with this particular event during French Quarter Fest, he is like the youngest player in that group that's playing. So shout out to your son. And we're getting ready for prom with your niece. Lord have mercy. May 9th is graduation. May 9th is here now. And Lord have mercy. What else gonna do? She is leaving. She's leaving not until August, probably late July. But she is getting ready to embark upon her next journey as now a college student. And I'm glad that she has a group of friends who are going to be going with her. And it's a whole lot of happening. And just to start, it's Easter weekend with all the things that are taking place. So I'm looking forward to all the things that are going to be happening in the next few weeks. My 26th anniversary of being a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha is on April 9th. My 22nd wedding anniversary is on April 24th. And then my last birthday in my 40s will be on April 27th. So it's a whole lot of things happening. And then we turn the corner and it's graduation. And who knows what else ever happens after that. So I'm excited. They're excited. And for sure, if y'all are able to come to any of the concerts that CJ is going to be playing in, by all means, come through. Kyle Russell was one of the artists that he played with last week. And, they really are taking a liking to him, and seeing him develop as a young man is pretty cool. So, yeah, all the different things. Hey, Anita. Anita said, well, Cam says she's not cooking that much this year for Easter. And Anita said, that's okay. Neither am I. Oh, you have to work on Easter Sunday? That's not okay. Well, I hope your work gets done quickly, because everybody should be off. Didn't they start closing like the stores, like Walmart and other stores? They were closing on holidays. I know like Christmas and Thanksgiving a lot, but like Easter, didn't they start closing stores and stuff like that? Unless it's Walgreens or CVS, why we open? If it's not like an essential, or like even gas stations on some holidays have started closing. Oh, we have to have some conversations with people about what it is that we want and what our quality of life, what we want it to look like. But that also requires us to vote, learn about the things that we're voting for, and then also vote. So I hope that, I hope that you guys, I hope nobody's working on holidays like that. Not even if you're not a religious person, just the time off. I think people need that time to commune with their families and, get some of that good love and energy from being around multi generations. Because I think there's something in our genetics or in our genes that allows for us to recharge when we're with our own people. Now, I don't know if you guys have paid attention to how you feel when you're in large groups of people you know. Like last weekend when we went out for Super Sunday, I I scanned the crowd and looked around the amount of people that were in a small amount of space, and no issues occurred. Like there's something scientific, I think, that lends itself to us being with each other. So when times of celebrations like this, where the masses are having some sort of celebration, all of the people should be able to commune. Unless, of course, like I said, you're in the hospital, you're working at a pharmacy, because people, have emergencies and need things of that nature. But just for people to have to be going to work, that's not okay. Do you have to work on Easter, Jared? Do you have to work on Easter?
Sunday?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So we have some of our listeners who have to work on Sunday. I don't like that. I know, who am I? But still, everybody should be able to commune with their families. Does your family do something big for? I mean, y'all going to church,
Yeah.
but outside of that, do y'all go somewhere to eat, or do y'all gather by a family member's house?
It's always one of the two.
Mhm.
Sometimes both. Let's say both. If my family, like family out of town comes in,
Mhm.
maybe everything will happen. Yeah. So it all fits into place.
It all fits into play.
Yeah.
Do y'all go to the early service for Easter or the late service?
I think we go to during the day we go to the early one.
The late one or the early one? Like the
I know what you mean.
7:30?
Midnight? No.
No, like there's a 7:30 service usually, or like an 8 o'clock service, and then it's like your 10 o'clock and your 11. That 10
Yeah,
and
we went
11
during the
just
day.
take too long.
Yeah, we went during the day.
It takes too long because it seems like, or it feels like to me, the early service, they have to wrap by a certain amount of time because there's a service coming behind it. It feels like for that second service, they just be wanting to chill in there. I'll be ready to go. I'm ready to go. 504-582-9422. What's up, Josh?
What's happening?
What's popping?
Chilling? Man, I ain't broke. New Orleans tradition this morning by eating before 12 o'clock.
Uh-oh.
Ruined that. I can't tell my mom that I did that. She gonna be mad at me.
What'd you eat? Was it worth it?
Yeah, it was just popcorn.
What? It wasn't
Drunk
even
some
for nothing good, Josh.
Hey, I look where I live at. That's why. So I used to hate it. I ain't gonna lie, dude. I used to hate it, bro. We had to do that fasting to 12. 12 could not come fast enough.
On a Good Friday.
Man, and as a kid, you woke up early in the morning.
So is your family practicing Catholics?
Yeah, they practice Catholic.
Okay.
They're not Catholic.
Yeah, my daddy didn't make us do it on Good Friday.
Say it again.
I said my dad didn't make us do it on Good Friday.
Dude, my mom made us do it. You had to do that. We had to go to Sunday mass. Well, regardless of whatever day it was, Catholic church, you in there for 30. That's it. They ain't gonna hold you. That Catholic church gonna let you loose. Not
Well,
Baptist.
it depends though, cause like it's the later service. They, by that time they didn't had a good run on the service, and they really riled up at that point. And at that point, I want to go home. So
Yeah,
I always try to go early.
I ain't had to deal with that. Catholic church, we was eating Easter candy by 12:30.
Not Easter candy. Oh, speaking
candy.
of that,
We eating Easter candy by 12:30. Belly full of heavenly hashes. I ain't like gold bricks.
That's what I was going to ask you. What is your favorite Easter candy?
Heavenly hash with that almond in it.
But they getting cheap on the almonds. They put like one.
I know, but it's still top shelf.
Have you tried the strawberry ones?
Yeah, I liked it. But then I don't like them now because by them, everyone going a cheaper route, so it doesn't taste the same. So I don't eat them no more. But man, that heavenly hash was number one. Gold brick only had one peanut in there.
No, it had pecans.
Yeah, peanut in the gold brick, not no pecans.
Gold brick? I feel
Yeah.
like. Let me see, Josh. I don't
Go
think.
look
it was
at it. It's a peanut in there. They only had one peanut.
I like the
And
gold
I
brick
ain't eat
egg.
that pecan roll.
I like the
Hell,
gold brick
I ain't.
egg.
I didn't really eat the gold brick. Well, I ate them a lot as a kid, but after a
Not me.
while, it was like,
It was just too much chocolate.
no, it has pecans in it. That was right.
Man, I thought it was peanuts.
No, it's milk chocolate, pecans, and something in the center that's a melt away. I don't know. But yeah,
No,
no,
not
I
the
ate
gold
I
brick.
ate
You sure you looking at the gold brick?
I
The
am
gold brick
looking
was
at
like
the
all
gold
chocolate.
brick egg.
Man, I don't remember
Pecan
being no
melt
pecans.
away.
Not
Yes.
no, I ain't remember. I don't
Since
remember nothing being golden.
1855.
I mean, I don't remember nothing being soft in the middle. This must be that new one.
I don't know. I haven't eaten them in a long time because unfortunately as a kid I ate like a bunch of gold brick eggs
Got
in one
sick.
sitting, ate it till I was sick, and then I did that again with World's Finest Chocolate because my grandfather was a distributor. So he had samples, like he lived in California, and he used to have the two square ones. And I ate a bunch of those. Yeah, it just wasn't a good idea. So
Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't what I liked. It was too much chocolate. That the Heavenly Hashes had that chocolate layer around marshmallow. It went together to me. It worked.
yeah, Heavenly Hash is bomb. But you said the strawberry one was okay?
Yeah, it was all right. It was decent. You couldn't taste too much of the strawberry. It was just more like food coloring. It still tastes like the same Heavenly Hash. It was just food coloring, just tricking people.
Well, maybe I'll just stick to the regular Heavenly Hash.
But I didn't touch gold bricks, the pecan roll, and whoever ate black jelly beans choked babies. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
Only
Black jelly
evil
beans are
people eat
gross.
black jelly beans.
Do you like black licorice?
No. Once again, you have to be a serial killer to like black licorice too. Black jelly beans is black licorice. The white jelly bean ain't that much better though.
No, they're
It's
not
that
delicious
much-
at all.
No, they ain't that much better. So they both could really just leave the whole jelly bean department. I don't even know why we still putting these in a mix. Because green is holding on by a really thin string. Green is holding on very thin. People only like the strawberry, the red, which we don't go by flavors, the red and the purple, top tier.
They just taste like flat out sugar to me. I never really
Yes,
tasted
it
a
does.
flavor.
It does. It does taste like that. But as a kid, mess with your mind. So you thinking you eating purple.
Okay.
So, and it just, to me, but jelly beans, that's last resort. Jelly beans with you, that's the ration. That's after all the
all
the
this
eggs
stuff
was
has
eaten.
been eaten.
Yeah, that is the ration, and I never ate the chocolate bunny because once again, like you did, someone bought a solid one. I got sick, too much chocolate. Never mess with them again.
Yeah. Smart man, for real. Because, yeah, too much of it will definitely make you sick.
And though, give me the Heavenly Hash, all the Heavenly Hash. I don't know about now. I'm not gonna eat it now. But in Reese's Cup.
I want to talk a little bit more about Easter candy, but we gotta take this break. So you want to hold on, or you want to call me
I
back?
don't got nothing to do.
Huh?
I don't got nothing to do. I'll do an Elwin right now. I'll hold on.
Well, cool. Well, hold the line, and we're gonna be right back. You're listening to the Front Porch here on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Hello, friend. Tavis Smiley here with a special announcement. You can catch my show at a new time, weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Same great topics, same great guests, same great conversations, just a little earlier in the day. It's Tavis Smiley, weekdays 1 to 4 p.m. only on WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Kubel, and here are today's headlines for you. A former New Orleans teacher is now facing 60 additional charges accused of using artificial intelligence to create deep fakes using real photos of teens. Benoit Cransack, a former teacher at Isidore Newman School, is accused of using photos pulled from social media to create explicit images. Cransack remains in custody at the Orleans Justice Center, and prosecutors say the investigation is ongoing with the possibility of additional charges. A New Orleans City Council committee takes new steps to make our streets safer, approving an action plan. Transportation Committee members outlined a plan to prevent more tragedies, approving the first step for a multi-million-dollar safety plan. The goal is to cut traffic deaths in half by 2031 by upgrading lighting, curbs, and crosswalks. And the crew of Artemis 2 is officially headed to the moon after a final major engine firing last night. The historic trip marks the first time humans left Earth's orbit since 1972's Apollo 17 mission. The crew is expected to return to Earth on April 10th. And that is a look for you at today's headlines. I'm Elizabeth Kubel for WBOK. Have a great day, everyone.
The Ron Kelly Show. Real talk, bold truth. Tune in for your weekly dose of unapologetic conversations that don't dodge the truth or dilute the message. Stay informed on the issues that matter most on The Ron Kelly Show, every Monday at 7 p.m. on WBOK 1230 AM.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. You're on the front porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
WBOK. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree, and on the other side of the glass is Jared on this Free Your Mind Friday, and we're going to hop back in it with Josh. Hey, Josh.
Yeah, what's happening?
All right, so favorite Easter candy?
Yeah, I dig. Like I told you, I dig the heavenly hash. That was first dibs in my household. The pecan candies and jelly beans, that were pecan rolls and jelly beans. That was, you had to search for that in that fake grass.
Mm-hmm.
No one loved them.
What about the robin eggs?
Oh no, well, the robin eggs, the ones you're talking about, that with the bunny.
It's it's like the malted balls.
Nah, yeah, I know you're talking about.
No,
They wasn't bad.
Okay. What about the peeps?
Oh, peeps number 2. Peeps number 2 in my book. I mess with peeps, even though the colors change, but it's still sugar. It's no flavor.
It's all marshmallow with food dye on it.
It works, but you can't. Once again, cannot partake in too much of it because it makes you sick.
Okay.
I've learned all these Easter rules as they
by
went.
trial and error.
Huh?
Trial and error.
Trial and error.
Okay.
But I never liked those Cadbury eggs.
The Cadbury, the one with the rabbit that was clucking like a chicken.
Yeah, but they had that soft, yucky stuff on the inside of it. I was not a fan of that.
It looked like raw egg.
Yeah, but it tastes like raw egg to me too.
You tasted it?
Yeah, you will be curious because they push that commercial on you as a kid every 30 minutes after, for Halloween, for Easter.
No, once I saw the runny stuff in the middle, that was a turn off. That was a no.
Yeah, like I told you, I had to find out. I was like grilling, grilling.
You had to try it out at least once.
I'm gonna give it a shot. So, but what someone said on Facebook that kind of like say, there's truth to that. Ever since Payless been closed, Easter ain't the same no more.
I have seen that multiple times.
I'm like, you know what? They might be, they right with that. Hey, bro, Payless was the spot for Easter, bro. You get them hot patent leather shoes, and them girls get the little ruffle socks.
I hated those.
I know you did, but you had to get them though. It was not Easter unless you had them at church.
Yeah, I used to scuff those up. I used to scuff them up every time.
Boy, you get one of them little hood girls who still, don't matter what she has on, she gonna play hard. All those white stockings, all dirty and stuff.
Got holes in them.
Bruh, I'm like, yo, they are right. I'm like, yes. But I remember, I was one of the gray suits like Eddie Murphy had in 48 Hours.
Oh God. Okay.
So my mom bought me one of the double-breasted gray suit, and
I remember that was the thing in the 80s and in the late 80s and the 90s. Yes.
Yes. So my mama gave me that, and she got me some gray Chamberlain church shoes from Payless. Man, I was clean as boy to hell, boy. The gray master suit, then they had like a gold C on the side of them. And boy, I was an Easter elf, boy. I was too clean that day.
Did you have a rope chain?
No, I didn't. See, back then we didn't wear rope chain with our suits.
You didn't wear a link chain? You had something. You had to have something on your neck.
No, not with a suit. But what we did have though, my mom got us some sterling silver. I want to say Christ crosses or something like that. And man, I said, boy, you couldn't tell me I ain't have. When it said sterling, like 100% silver, I felt like I had something there, girl.
You had 525 or 929 imprinted on your silver?
On the silver on that, if you had that number, because you got to have either that. See, when we was kids, Kimber, details were everything. Ingredients was everything. If your gold chain didn't have a 10K or a 24K, man, they ain't get respected.
And that's funny because I didn't pay attention to a lot of that stuff. The fact that other people paid attention to that stuff was interesting to me.
How you didn't? That's the first thing they went to. When Biggie said they're going to do the fake alligator shirt, and you could tell from the inside out that was fake, man, that's how deep. Like if your shoes could be no name, but they have to be 100% leather. If they
Okay.
wasn't 100% leather, they didn't get no respect.
I feel like my attention to detail had to do more with behavior and smell. Like you couldn't be
Yeah.
smelly.
Oh,
Don't
we
be the
all
smelly
smell.
kid. If you're the kid who has like old clothes, I don't care about that. But if you're the smelly
Yeah.
kid, I need you to stay away from me. And then I don't know that I paid attention to people's teeth. I really didn't pay attention to people's clothes like that.
Yeah, the clothing was I don't know in your part of town, but my part of town that was
It's not
top
just
tier.
about the part of town. It was just like that wasn't high on my list of things to pay attention to. Like they still
Okay.
aren't now.
I don't know if they did. You think they still do that now?
I think very much so people still pay attention to labels, but I mean if you see what I dress like on a regular basis, I could care less.
Yeah, I
Like
don't. Back then, you had all
that's
them.
not my thing. I do like I'm not a label person in that I want to have the things that other people have. Oftentimes I like to shop so that the clothes that I wear, I don't look like other people.
Yeah.
So, oftentimes that means either you got to blow the budget and spend really, really high or just go with
Do
your
some real
own.
searching.
Yeah,
Some
go with
real searching.
your own ideas about your style. So,
Sorry, Kimber. When we grew up, man, details were like I remember in the late '80s, silk was a big movement. So if you had silk, you had to say 100% silk. If that thing say nylon, you're done.
not nylon, rayon.
Rayon too, you're done. Because they will
Rayon.
blend the two materials to make it silkish, rayon and nylon, and they will give you the percentages too. So we had a friend of
I
mine.
had silk short suits. I had rayon short suits. The rayon kept the wrinkles out better than the silk.
The silk got to be protected. You couldn't just take silk off and throw it in the washer. You ruined it. You got to send it to cleaners.
Right.
So that was
And
not
you couldn't
a good
sweat
outfit
hard
for
in
a
it.
young- You couldn't play. Oh yeah, because you wet. That thing ain't gonna be right.
You're never gonna get them stains out of it.
No, that armpit stain go stay there.
Yes.
Nah. So I mean, we had a friend of mine. I was in high school, and this how detailed it was. Because the rayon shirts was big back then. You wore your rayon shirt with your Elises. So my partner had on the rayon shirt, but my other partner noticed the buttons was on the left side. He said, "Man, you on the blouse." Man, we bust out. We bust out laughing. Man, that's how it was. Boy, you had to be on your P's and Q's and we was growing up. You couldn't be caught lacking in these streets, Kim.
But
Man, I don't know how.
I think that's when people paid attention to that. Like everybody I know did not pay attention to stuff like that, right? And I recognize that now. Let me see. As my kids have never owned a pair of Jordans ever.
Yeah. They didn't grow up like you.
I've never had a pair of Jordans.
You never wanted one? Wanted a pair?
I never cared about it. So that's what I'm saying. Like I pay attention to how like now I don't know if their friends have the need to, I don't know, have certain staples in their closets and whatnot. Like I did have Jabots, I did have polos.
Mm-hmm.
But a regular pair of Nike tennis shoes or K-Swiss or
girls.
remember
y'all
British
don't really
Knights?
care about that stuff much as us.
Remember
who?
British
What kind?
Knights?
Yeah, British Knights, man. They was hot for about 3 years.
British Knights, Tretons. I just if I thought it was cool, I put it on.
Travel Foxes.
Wait, what?
No. Travel Fox. You don't remember
Travel Fox? I don't remember that. Let me look
Man,
it up.
Travel Fox was like that. You had Travel Foxes, you had Buffalinos, and you had Elises. Those three were in the same class.
I did have Buffalinos and I did have the Elites because that's the ones you could change the hashtag,
that was Lotto.
the pound sign. No, that was Lottos.
Yeah, Lottos you could change that.
Well, I had those
box
too.
on the side.
But yeah, no, as long as I can put some shoes on and I feel and I like them,
Yeah.
it doesn't really it didn't matter.
So you wasn't really immersed in the culture then. You
But
wasn't
is
about
that
life.
a culture thing though?
Yeah, and in a way,
I don't think
like,
so.
That's good culture.
I mean, okay. I know people from uptown. My mama is from back of town. And even my friends who were up, like one of my girlfriends, Tahisha, She was a cheerleader. I don't know that I saw Tahisha with a pair of Jordans maybe once.
Nah, B.
Now Leslie, on the other hand, Leslie been rocking Jordans since we were in middle
That's all
school.
about to ask you about. She
Yeah,
went to
Leslie
John
since
Mack,
middle
so
school.
it was a different breed
Leslie
over
to this
there.
day keeps Jordans now.
Yeah,
But
see, she went to John Mack. It was a different breed. Them John Mack dudes. Like, I remember going to Peters. They had kids wearing shoes cost more than the teacher's paycheck a week.
Yikes.
Those Bally's, the Bally Pokers, the Bally
animals.
Those like $300 shoes in the 80s.
I remember people used to go to Rubenstein to get them.
Yes,
Just nobody in my
Rubenstein.
family did that.
Yes, you go to Rubenstein, get your, that was making more than suede. I mean, having suede. These are 15, 14-year-old wearing suede shoes in school.
Yeah, I remember. I remember. I was
was
fascinated with them that people would wear them, but I never thought they were good looking shoes. I thought those things were hideous.
Yeah, so you wasn't immersed. See, you grew up, you say you spent most of your time at Gentilly. Y'all was going to bed at 8 o'clock on a weekday.
You're not wrong, because after the Muppet Show went off, it was time for bed.
Time to go to bed. You ain't hanging out on the block.
No, there
and
was really no block to really hang on.
See, downtown, like 4th Wall, 5th Wall, 6th Wall, 7th, you had to go out and peacock. So you got right, the peacock. You walk up and down the street, sit on the steps, take the Polaroid pictures.
It all sounds nonsensical to me. But I did have and my good girlfriend, her mama still live on Maison Street right now. We've been friends since kindergarten. She didn't even dress like that. That's why, again, you know, we were in the night. I was in the Ninth Ward. I was in the Florida. I was in the Desire. But either the friends I had couldn't afford them, or it just wasn't it wasn't like an item of concern.
It was probably that, because I couldn't afford them, but I remember them. I couldn't afford them. You had to risk your life. There's a lot of dudes who missed a lot of summers or in jail going hustling, sell crack to try to get these items. And they missed a lot of summers. Some got killed and stuff, all just to look better than the next person. So usually if somebody in the family get put on for, like, drug-wise, the whole family about to be fresh now.
Okay.
They coming outside. You know, that's when you get the big movement with the kids, the babies wearing the chain, and the Jesus
It's all
piece.
too much. It's all too much for me. You know, no hating on anybody else if that's what they decide to do with their babies and their money, but it's all too much for me.
Yeah, that was typical hood things you did. That was just it got so bad. Boys was like probably 2 years old getting the pierced ears.
Yeah, I've talked to parents about that.
Yeah, 2 years old getting the
that
ears
is
pierced,
troubling to me. But also,
having
they're not my
medallion
kids.
chains on at 3 years old. These kids don't know what that is.
Yeah, they
So
shouldn't.
they got
and
that.
they shouldn't have known before either.
Yeah, they don't know what it is. So, but each time was epic. You got fresh and you hit the lake.
I spent a lot of time on the lake.
I know you did. We all did. You got fresh, hit the lake, or you hit Uptown, the Riverview, and that was beautiful. Boy, I remember being in the early '80s when it wasn't really that bad yet, and all the projects would meet up uptown at the Riverview and play softball against each other and have barbecues. And they had a C-minute skate ring out there too where you could skate. And I'm like, yo, that was black love at its best.
Yeah, but we keep telling each other be afraid of each other.
Now we do.
But Josh, not to the point that we're not going to celebrate certain like generational holidays. Super Sunday be packed.
Be packed, yeah. But after that, you go your own way. After that, you go your way. Now, when we was growing up, you heard Grayling say, it's community.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a neighborhood, it was community. So you did things in community. I mean, we lived in the St. Thomas Project. And on the 4th of July, everyone in the project would take a bed sheet and put it on their porch and cover up their porch from the sun and have cookouts on that porch and everything with neighbors. and playing music, and kids would be playing down there in the courtyard, and someone will watch your babies for you. It was just community. But now we don't have that no more.
Well, we have it. We just not activating it, and that's what we really need to do is stop talking about ways that we don't and start highlighting the ways that we do, because we do get together. We find places of community. But like I was telling Pop, I only want to link arms with people who want to build. If you looking to hustle and get some money on the side that's gonna ultimately cause us some injury, I don't want you. I don't want you on my team. I don't want you by me. I don't want you affiliated with me, because I don't want nobody thinking that it's cool with me that what you do. Take that
What
and
you
go
do,
over there.
Yeah, you ain't doing nothing but sucking from the hood. You ain't doing nothing for it. You just taking from it.
Exactly.
That's all. You ain't putting back into. That's why I don't feel like certain people shouldn't be celebrated like Big Meech. Like, no, he's a mass murderer. He peddled drugs, black and brown people. He did not help us at all. Why is he revered as a good guy?
Exactly. But it's not just Big Meech, because we can't just leave it as at respectability politics. We got some crooks in suits that also need to be dealt with. And, I know.
Ostracized.
Say again?
They need to be ostracized and publicly flogged.
They need to be dealt with, and they need to be spoken with, and they need to lose access. But money is a hell of a drug. And
money and access.
Yeah, money and access is a hell of a drug, and people are unwilling to give that up for their comfort.
They will step on their own kind to get it.
Yep.
They'll step on their own kind to get it. And I lived in a city that was democratically ran all my childhood and everything. And I didn't see nothing improve much for us. It was ran by us and everything. And I didn't see much improve.
Because we have some people who grift, and then they don't worry about us once they get in position.
Once they get what they got to get.
Yeah. And those people should have been dealt with too. But a lot of the loudest voices, particularly from the pulpit, that will, try and get you to hush when it comes to people who are donors, or hush to people who make them feel good. And they ended up causing us harm than not.
You saw what that boy did uptown to Dr. Wyatt? Don't want to mess up their bread.
But he in jail.
So, I know he in there. He in there now. That's his karma.
Well, no, it wasn't his karma. It was what she called out in the first place, which was that something with the money wasn't right. And rather than be exposed then, he's in jail now because he was doing exactly what it is she said he was doing. And those are the worst people, the worst gaslighters. I'm telling you what you're doing because I see what you're doing, and you're telling me, no, it's my fault. Yeah, go to hell.
Yeah, because I'm spotlighting your room. You don't like that,
right?
So,
but you're actually doing this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you're making me feel bad. Well, stop doing bad stuff.
Stop doing bad stuff. So.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
That's why I don't like. Like, if we could find a bunch of Dr. Wyatts and self who could be in the political spaces that really care about their people, it'd be a much better city.
Yeah.
It'd be a much better city.
We have those people, and instead of talking about them when they make missteps according to you, talk to them so they can clean up their errors and go forward. That's
hard to talk to them when they sit there openly denying what I've seen.
Yeah, then those are not our people. Those are not our people. They gotta go.
Yeah, I agree with that. But we could just, once they wrong us, we need to get a list and keep repeating these names, publicly flog them so we won't trust them again, or we will not forget what they've done.
Right, and if you give them give them access again, you did it with your eyes open.
Yes. So now you can't blame what they say. First time is your fault. Second time is my fault.
Yes.
So I believe let us know about who they are, what they specifically done, and then we'll go from there. And then be like, no, we gave you a chance. You blew it.
Absolutely.
You blew it.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for chatting with me, Josh. I got to take this break.
No all right. Bye.
All right, later. You listen to the Front Porch here on WBOK. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. We'll see you on the break, y'all.
Norman Robinson is back.
Can you hear me now?
And he's taking no prisoners.
Can you hear me now?
Each weekday, Norman Robinson brings you commentary with Off the Top.
The incident was shocking, disturbing, disgusting, disappointing, and sad.
Each weekday, Off the Top with Norman Robinson is heard exclusively right here.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
LifeCare provides valuable whole life insurance to cover final expenses such as medical bills, burial costs, and unpaid debt. A final expense insurance policy is fast, easy, affordable life insurance that's available to anyone between the ages of 50 and 80. No medical exams, no lengthy questionnaires, and no waiting period. The application process is quick and easy. You can even apply without having to undergo a medical examination. Just answer a few questions and we'll do the rest. With the average funeral cost skyrocketing to $11,000 and Social Security only paying $255, you need simple, affordable peace of mind for you and your whole family. Don't leave behind unpaid expenses that, if left unattended, will burden your family tremendously. Benefits include a guaranteed premium that will never increase, a guaranteed cash value, and a guaranteed death benefit that can never decrease. To find out how you can get final expense insurance with a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, call LifeCare at 800-571-9955. That's 800-571-9955. 800-571-9955.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. In this town, we gon' dance a while, smoke a while, let's get on down. What goes around comes around. In this town, we gon' dance a while, smoke a while, and get on down. What goes around comes around. In this town, we gon' dance a while, smoke a while, and get on down. What goes around comes around. In this town, we gon' dance a while, smoke a while, and get on down. It's the reboot of New Orleans.
Welcome back to the Front Porch here on WBOK. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree, and on the other side of the glass is Jared. And it is Free Your Mind Friday, and I have some special guests that have joined us this morning. I'd like to welcome back to the Front Porch Judge Juana. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
All right. And finish it off for me.
Maureen Lombard.
There we go. And Judge Kimya
Holmes.
Mm-hmm. And what courts are you coming to represent again? Our audience, our listeners need to know.
We are coming from criminal court. I am Juana Maureen Lombard. I am the magistrate judge and the chief judge of criminal court.
And I'm also from Criminal District Court, Section D, and I am the Deputy Chief Judge of Criminal District Court.
Well, happy Good Friday.
Happy Good Friday.
It's time to turn your blood type to crawfish or some other seafood.
Oh, I plan to.
Yeah. And it's a time of reflection and also a culmination of the Lenten season, of course, on Saturday. And you guys, are y'all off today? No,
yes, the courts and the state are closed today.
A bell to y'all for that. I thought y'all had to rush into work today. Yeah, so that's good that you guys have the day off and that you have decided to stop here on the Front Porch. There have been a lot of things happening in the news, legal and not legal. I mean, it's been a lot of pop culture news. I know you have been keeping up with the things that have been coming in and out. And, of course, tonight, the new edition and Boys to Men
and Tony Braxton.
And
right?
Tony Braxton.
It's all the things going on. But the business, of course, is always at hand because people who tend not to be into politics is always into them.
Yes.
So we got a lot of new developments that are coming up. And we'll talk a little bit about it because we're starting a little earlier than before. But what are your plans for Easter? We're going to start off soft. And then when we come back from the break, we'll talk about the other stuff.
So I'm hosting a crawfish boil at my house on
I ain't get no invitation.
Sunday.
Or did you send it to Kamara? What happened?
We're in. I was in the planning stages because of the weather, and I was just like, I don't know what this weather is gonna do. So I was just like, I don't want to get all of this crawfish, and then it's a rain out, and I'm stuck with 3 sacks of crawfish. So I just kind of said we're gonna push through. And so I was actually on the phone with my mom when I was walking in here, and I was like, okay, when I finish with Kimba, I'm gonna go and get all of the stuff we need. And so Sunday from 3 to 7, pull up.
I will have a continued streak of blood type crawfish positive. And what about you?
So actually, when I leave here, I have a few things to do, and then I'm going home and make a pot of etouffee. So
really?
We are having etouffee for Good Friday because I will be having tons of crawfish on Sunday. And, you know, if everyone else doesn't manage to finish it, I have no problem taking a to-go bag.
I will wear my eating pants.
As you should.
I will wear my eating pants. I'm happy that we've got you guys back on the air because there are some things that our citizens need to be alerted of, and some things that they may need to start researching, and so they can be informed. And we'll talk about it a little bit more on the other side of this break because we're getting ready to take one. But I definitely want our listeners to be aware of some of the things that are coming to them and what they can do to prepare themselves to get involved. You listen to the Front Porch, y'all, here on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. A fire on an upper floor of Wayne State University's Maccabees building sent heavy smoke across Detroit, Michigan. Wayne State University's Black Police Chief Anthony Holt credited months of preparation for the smooth evacuation.
Excellent response, and it shows the preparation that we do ahead of time into fire evacuations and drills. Everything just went like clockwork.
The high-rise was safely evacuated and no injuries were reported. Atlanta police are investigating the shooting of a child. Officers say a 7-year-old boy was shot 3 times at the Ashley Cascade apartment complex on Kimberly Way early Thursday. Atlanta News First reports the boy is expected to live. And the National Civil Rights Museum in Memphis, Tennessee is honoring Martin Luther King Jr. with a 3-day free public commemoration that has already begun and concludes on Saturday, on the 58th anniversary of his assassination. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
The absence of light is darkness. Where there is darkness, there is fear. Fear of the unknown. Let's explore that unknown fear as we journey into the depths of your mind called the Rebel Zone.
I'm black, that's that. You can't change me, and that's a fact. I'm black, that's that. You can't change me, and that's a fact. I'm black as silk, homegrown down to the bone. My niggas like, go boy, I got it going on. I'm on a rampage, I don't give a damn. You can't check me, I know who I am. I'm creative, expectator. I'm divine, I'm black and that's divine.
The Rebel Zone, and there's no return.
Welcome to the Rebel Zone!
We have Judge Juana Lombard and Judge Kimia Holmes, who are here from criminal court, but also here to give some information or clear up some information for our listeners, as we have a lot of elections coming up that you need to go out and participate in, like severely. There are a lot of things that are happening right now that are as a result of people getting in office, not because they won outright, just because people didn't bother to show up. And so that said, we got a few amendments that are coming up, and of course we have some judgeship elections that are up for for the voters to choose who they like to see in those seats. But if there's ever a time for people to get involved, it's now. It's now. So there's an election happening on May 16th. May 16th, and that is not the midterm election, because we hear a lot of talk about the midterms coming up, and some debate about whether or not or what needs to happen to right some things that have been happening over the last year plus. I mean, it feels like last January started and we just 300,000+ Black women have lost their jobs. You know, we have a whole lot of people being kidnapped and moved and all of these different things, but it all has to do with people participating in the process of putting people in places to make decisions for you. So that said, the amendments that are of real consequence that we need to talk about.
So there's 5 amendments altogether. One of them affects more Baton Rouge than us. Okay. I mean, it could set a precedent down the line for something else. But I think the 2 that your listeners really need to be aware of, well, there's 4 altogether. One is your teacher's pay raise. That is, I think, the legislature, everybody kind of wants to give the teachers a pay raise. The constitutional amendment is about where they can get the funding from for the teachers' pay raise. Another that will affect a lot of people is the lessening of the protections for civil service workers. So civil service workers are typical government workers, state workers. They vest after a certain point in time. They have like an interest in their jobs, so they have like due process rights, and they're protected to an extent. I mean, obviously malfeasance, wrongdoing, stealing things.
They're protected for things that may, because you'll get written up or you'll be signed a violation, but you get somebody to look at if that was what happened or was that the perception. So that kind of protection you're kind of talking about.
Correct. And even in civil service, a mere write-up, again, unless it's something egregious, doesn't get you fired. There's processes that you may have to go through: a verbal warning, then a written warning, then some sort of a action before you get to a termination point. So you have the opportunity to kind of clean up. This one would lessen some of those protections for civil service workers, which would probably make it easier to terminate, or suspend, or suspend without pay, which is always a huge one. So that's one that is huge. Obviously, teachers. My mother was a teacher. I was raised by teachers. My godmother was a teacher. Teachers' pay raises and the teachers' retirement system is always an issue. And then another one is that there is a constitutional amendment right now. State judges are forced to retire at the age of 70. And there's a constitutional amendment to change it from 70 to 75. And I'm a judge, and I have no comment on that.
Well, no, let's back up. We're judges, and we have no comments on anything.
On
this
anything.
is more educational.
Right
this is
now,
for
it's
education.
informational. Yeah.
So the thing about constitutional, amendments are that these are literal things that will change the Constitution of Louisiana. Right. This isn't just a New Orleans thing. So as it relates to constitutional amendments, the entire state of Louisiana votes on them. So it's more for informational purposes to tell people, go to do your research. And I am a firm believer. It matters not to me who you vote for, what you vote on. I just want you to participate in the process. So I think the earlier you go and actually look at these things, the more equipped you are to make an informed decision when it is time for you to go either early voting or on May 16th to vote.
And people often don't pay attention to these kinds of things. They go, I don't know what that means. There have been a number of statutory changes, constitutional amendments in the course of the state that have literally passed or failed by 100 votes, by 50 votes. There was one, was it 2 years ago the governor was pushing? It literally failed by 3 votes. I mean, it passed by 3 votes. So when we tell people to educate yourself and pay attention to how this may impact you, it's because constitutional amendments and those down the statutory taxes, the taxes, people don't read them. And sometimes you have, 100,000 people vote. When you get to them, 20,000 voted on them. And they make huge, you're talking about changing the Constitution. It's huge, whether you like it or not. But whatever side you're on, it's a big change, and people need to be educated on it.
So I know that you all cannot give your opinions on the laws, but I can, and I want to share this, that while I do want you to participate in the process, I want you to consider the impact of your participation. And when we're talking about 300 plus thousand Black women who have lost their jobs in a matter of a year and a few months, because it hasn't even been a year and a half yet. The amount of people who have lost medical coverage, the amount of people in this state, particularly by a specific representative from like Northern Louisiana, like they are the most vulnerable, and they voted themselves into possibly early death. So I hope, and I'm looking forward to, yes, leaning in and saying you have to participate in this, because if you don't take your time to read through these things will happen to you rather than you participating in the system with us. So that is from Kimber White Dupree, and not from the judges who are sitting with us, but yes, be mindful of the impact of the decisions that you are making. Good morning and welcome to another judge, Judge Tracy Flemings Davalier. Oh, did I mix it up again? No, you did. I did it right this time.
You got it right.
Yay me. Ring
the bell.
Yes, yay me. And we've been talking about the amendments that are coming up for voting in May, but then there are other things that impact or have impact on the citizens of New Orleans, as well as there are some judge seats that are looking to be filled again this term. So say good morning to the people. They've been here a little while.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm glad to be here as always.
Yes, glad to have you back.
Good conversation going into this wonderful, beautiful Easter weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. We went over the amendments that are going to impact the state, but of course the city. But then we have some seats that are open that will need to be filled.
Right. So you said something earlier, and I think a lot of people are often confused when we talk about midterms. Midterms, that's the buzzword that's going on now. But before you can get to a midterm election, which will have, a Republican candidate versus a Democratic candidate, you have the closed primaries, which is what we're on doing now. This is what they're voting on now. So what happens is you have Republicans running against other Republicans, and whoever wins that race, they go to the midterms elections, and the same for the Democrats. So what we're voting on the 16th will be who we want, depending on if you're a Republican or Democrat, who do you want to see in the midterm elections? So you have, U.S. Senate races. You have all of, so there's the Senate races, both of them here. We also have the congressional races in all of the districts there. Then we have the Bessie Board that has a primary, and we have 3 judgeships, 1 in criminal district court and 2 in civil court. So these are all of the things that are going to happen on May 16th.
Yeah, and voting or not voting has consequences, and we'll talk a little bit more about that on the other side of the break. You listen to the Front Porch here on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Kubel, and here are today's headlines for you. A former New Orleans teacher is now facing 60 additional charges accused of using artificial intelligence to create deep fakes using real photos of teens. Benoit Cransack, a former teacher at Isidore Newman School, is accused of using photos pulled from social media to create explicit images. Cransack remains in custody at the Orleans Justice Center, and prosecutors say the investigation is ongoing with the possibility of additional charges. A New Orleans City Council committee takes new steps to make our streets safer, approving an action plan. Transportation Committee members outlined a plan to prevent more tragedies, approving the first step for a multi-million-dollar safety plan. The goal is to cut traffic deaths in half by 2031 by upgrading lighting, curbs, and crosswalks. And the crew of Artemis 2 is officially headed to the moon after a final major engine firing last night. The historic trip marks the first time humans left Earth's orbit since 1972's Apollo 17 mission. The crew is expected to return to Earth on April 10th. And that is a look for you at today's headlines. I'm Elizabeth Kubel for WBOK. Have a great day, everyone.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityInvestments.com. McKissack & McKissack is the oldest minority-owned professional design and construction firm in the country. And Chair of the Board Cheryl McKissack Daniel wants to help share her family's story. She wrote a book titled The Black Family Who Built America, The McKissacks, 2 centuries of daring pioneers. And she says she wrote it in part to help retell the story of American history, which often doesn't include the contributions of Black Americans.
Now, the name of our book is The Black Family Who Built America, but of course we didn't build all the buildings in America, but Black people had largely a big hand in building a lot of the structures in America, and we're like the hidden figures. And it makes sense. I mean, history and books follow money, power, and authorship, not necessarily labor.
McKissack was recently named the next chair of the New York Building Congress. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Pros, just because something on the job runs out doesn't mean you have to. Order it on the Lowe's app. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members get free same-day delivery on eligible orders over $25. Get the fasteners, hardware, or tools you need to keep the job moving. Order by 2 p.m. and get eligible in-stock items delivered right to your job site by 8 p.m. Members get more at Lowe's. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Subject to availability. Restrictions and terms at lowes.com/shipping terms. Subject to change.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to say it.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
This is Monica Pierre along with Sally Ann Roberts Daybone, co-host of Your Power is On. Tune in Sunday mornings from 7 to 8 a.m. for music that feeds the spirit. Get your Sunday on. Right here on WBOK 1230 a.m. and WBOK1230.com, the station you listen to all day long.
Greetings and salutations. I am Edward B. Coulon Smith, chairman of the board of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to invite you to tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon on WBOK to listen in on Black to Business and be a part of the movement that's going on. Thank you.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
It's Jared Bro with a little bit of the Pinettes. You gotta love it. And of course, we're coming back with Judges Davalier and Judges Lombard and Holmes. Did I get it right? Yes. Ding. Go me. So the courts are closed. So people who are out and about acting crazy, y'all gonna have to sit till when?
It's not that all no. So magistrate never closed.
Okay.
It's kind of like the po' boy shop in the east.
Okay.
They never close.
They'll get a bond this weekend.
Okay. But I mean, the likeliness of like a speedy, like don't be cutting up over the holidays. That's just not the.
How about just don't cut up period?
Don't cut up period.
Absolutely. Don't cut up. The beauty, if I can say, of criminal district court is that because of our commissioners, they are there basically 24/7 or available basically 24/7 to do the things that need to be done for the city of New Orleans. So always working. We're always working, and then we're always all on call. To an extent, they call look, we defer to the chief first.
Yes.
And so, chief, deputy chief, but we're always on call if we're ever needed. But our commissioners are great. Yeah.
So, yes. So we never closed at the courts. However, why would you want to be sitting over the holiday? That just bologna sandwiches versus crawfish. I mean, I don't know.
Just no comparison doesn't mean you have to come through. Just say.
Absolutely. So since we were you were last here for Mardi Gras, there have been some things that have come up or things that have changed, and we want all of the citizens involved, not just here in the city of New Orleans, but everywhere, to understand what some of these changes or like the impact of these changes may be. And I'm talking about the idea of reducing the amount of judges that are here. Now, again, these are not opinions. This is just how does this work, or how would this, or would it affect the population of New Orleans? Because people I've heard have complained about the time it takes for them to be in front of a judge. How would this impact that?
Well, it's gonna slow it down. I mean, I just compare it to any other business. If you lose a percentage of your company and or workforce, then it's gonna make it slower. Will it be impossible? No. Is it gonna be slower? Yes. Will it take more time? Probably. We work hard, and we will always work hard. We will always continue to work hard for the citizens of the city, and for our court, and for the public safety. Mm-hmm. And so we are not going to allow anything, we hope, to literally jeopardize. We will do our best always to make sure that our city is safe.
And I have some data I'd love to be able to provide. So the beauty of criminal district court is that we have a system with our IT department and our technology where we actually collect our own data.
Okay.
And we keep up with the data on a yearly basis. And we use that data to help us make decisions about what types of programs we need to have, what we need to do in terms of magistrate court, all the way to the sections of court, the felony sections, and what we need to do for the citizens, on both sides, any court-involved parties. And so what we can tell you, there's been a lot of discussion about this. And as you already know, the judges we can't take any type of position or advocate.
Correct.
I'm sure you've already discussed that. But just to give the data for our citizens, in 2025, we had, we did this one pager so that we would have some information to pass out to concerned citizens. So in 2025 for arrest, there were 8,424 adult arrests, okay? That doesn't include those who were arrested via the juvenile system and then transferred to criminal district court. So 8,425 adults, and then with those charges equating to 29,129 charges. Do you hear what I'm saying? 29,129 state charges. So we're not talking about municipal or traffic charges. We're talking about state charges, either misdemeanors or felonies, but mostly felonies. So there were nearly 1,100 defendants and arrestees who've been transported from parish prison, from OJC, to the court, usually on a weekly basis. And so we're talking about magistrate court and then our sections of court. And if you look at our stats, and this was said before, so it's all public knowledge, in 2024, our court conducted 153 of the felony trials, representing 27% of the trials statewide. And in 2025, our court conducted 137 trials, 26 of which were murder trials, representing 24% of the state numbers. And so again, as the chief said, we're working. We are working. There's only so much you can do.
Correct.
But we're working. I mean, in the amount of cases that we have in terms of first class, which would be capital cases, but mostly the second class cases, your second degree murders, kidnappings, rapes, and things like that. Our court sees an overwhelming amount of those types of cases than most courts throughout the state. And it's important to understand that, and it's important to also understand that because of that, we as judges in criminal district court have developed a specialty where we can focus on those types of cases, just as our counterparts in civil district court have developed their specialty where they can focus on mesothelioma, asbestos, Jones Act cases, class action cases, etc. It's important to understand why the specialties and the specialization and the expertise in those particular fields and so many other fields really, really matter and really impact case delays, timeliness, etc. All of those impact those things. And so the reduction, as the chief said, in any company is a big deal. And so that reduction and consolidation will really have a huge impact.
Before you begin, Judge Lombard, with the numbers of charges versus the number of arrests, that means one person could have, on average, anywhere from 20 to 25 things that need to be seen in one particular court. Which, do they have to, like with the state charges and the municipal charges, does that go to another court, or does it have to be handled in the same court?
State charges have to be handled. Well, state charges have to be handled in state courts. Some state misdemeanors can be handled through municipal. Municipal charges are handled in municipal court. But what happens a lot of times is, so for example, a traffic charge or a municipal charge may be in conjunction with a state charge, in which case they all come to us. So if the police stop somebody and they take off, and then there's drugs in the car, so then you got an aggravated flight from an officer, you got a drug possession, maybe a weapons possession. Then what will end up happening is those traffic charges, also the reckless stop or DUI, also come over to us because they're part of the bigger picture. And when we were talking about magistrate earlier, that's one of the things we like people to understand, is that for tourists and for our own community, if you get arrested in Orleans Parish, you are going to be before a magistrate within 24 hours. And if it's during a weekday, you're within one, often less than 12 hours. You can get arrested at 5 o'clock and you're in front of me at 10 o'clock the next morning. On the weekend, you're pretty much 24 hours is going to be your max between getting arrested and seeing a judge and getting a bond, which is huge for not just the city, but tourists. When they come in here and get arrested on a Saturday night, but their plane leaves at 8 o'clock on Monday morning, they need to get before a judge and get back on their plane, especially if it's something minor, like a bar fight in the quarters. Not that that's minor, but
right.
We see it a lot, but it's still a battery, and people really get hurt in those.
Yes.
So I think that's another thing when we talk about our system and keeping our system moving and functioning as quickly as possible for the benefit of everybody.
And so the interesting thing about our trial numbers, the way that Orleans Parish charges, and by that I mean the district attorneys, the way that they charge defendants here, it's different from how things work in other parishes. And I can say that because before I was a judge, I did capital defense work. And I had the pleasure of trying cases in pretty much every district in the state of Louisiana. So I've seen firsthand, this is not something I'm hearing, I've seen firsthand how people are charged, in a Cattle, in a Calcasieu, in all of these different parishes, because we've had cases in Baton Rouge. I've tried murders in Baton Rouge. I've tried murders in Alexandria. I've tried multiple cases in Shreveport. So I don't know that there is a right way or wrong way to accept cases. I mean, that's above my pay grade because that's not something we deal with. We take the cases as they come to us. But I can understand how in Orleans Parish, if you have one individual who decided, he committed this crime on a Monday, then committed this crime on a Tuesday, then committed this crime on a Wednesday, that all three of those crimes are put in one case, because I think it allows for the efficiency that is criminal district court, as opposed to having the Monday case being one case, the Tuesday case being the second case, and the Wednesday case being the third case. Because although it would make the numbers higher and maybe that helps some folks, what it does is it slows down the process, because instead of having to have 3 individual trials, we can take care of all of those cases with one bill of information, with one indictment, and then the defendant has his right to his speedy trial met, and the victim had their day in court. So I think the way that we process cases in New Orleans, it seems like we're not doing the volume because we're not separating each incident into a different case number. But what we are doing is actually doing 3 times and sometimes 4 times the amount of work, because we're condensing 3 cases into one.
Let me give you one of our extreme examples on the gang-related cases.
Okay.
So a number of us have had the gang-related type cases, RICO cases, racketeering. One of our biggest cases in 2014 was a 15 defendant indictment. And so it was 15 defendants, 13 were perceived gang members or alleged gang members. 1 was a father and 1 was a girlfriend. So 15 total defendants, 55 charges.
Oh.
And then some of those charges had multiple counts within those charges. And so if a prosecutor, if the DA's office would have filed a separate bill of information per, say, even defendant, you're talking about 15 cases. If they would have filed it per charge, you're talking about 55 cases, and so forth. Instead of doing that, it was one case. So that case counted as one. That case then measures up my one case that I handled, and we had multiple trials on different charges, on different defendants. So this is a process in and of itself with just that one case. Lots of litigation has to go on. You have multiple different hearings. You have, people still have the right to their constitutional rights in terms of whether or not an ID procedure was correct, whether or not a statement that was given or confession, whether or not evidence was collected legally, whether or not the warrants were valid. Victims still have a right to have their day in court as well. And, as Judge Holmes says, then putting them together creates a more efficient process, because then what we were able to do is delineate out those matters and those offenses where defendants decided with their attorneys, hey, I want to plead out, because the evidence is clear, the evidence is convincing. So I want to plead out in my case on these particular charges. And then you're left with certain defendants where you do proceed to trial. So we had several different trials within that one case, not just one trial. Whereas in other parishes, they may count it as 15 separate cases, 55 cases. But that one case, for me, would then measure up to 1 unauthorized use, 1 felony theft in a different parish. Now, we know that an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle or a felony theft in any parish, even here, what does not usually take as long as a murder case would take. With one victim, we're talking about 55 charges and 15 defendants. So it's not even, when we say apples to apples or apples to oranges, we're not even talking about one versus the way that other parishes count in terms of 5. We're looking at the substance of the case as well. What types of charges are involved? What types of offenses are involved? We're looking at all the things that are involved in that particular case.
That's a whole lot of onion to unpeel.
And our chief wants to say something.
Well, no, I was actually talking about something totally different. In addition to that, when we were talking earlier, we really encourage them. We've been kind of consumed with the big picture and how, financially we'll proceed if these things happen, how structurally we'll be able to proceed if these things happen. So I have not spent as much time, I must confess, as I normally spend going through the criminal justice bills, because I normally come on here and tell y'all. I really haven't, but there are a few that you still need to be aware of. There's a bill out there now. So of course, years ago, you got back the right through. I think it was some of the criminal justice reform bill. People that were previously convicted got back the right to vote.
Yes,
they got back the right to serve on a jury after so much time. There are bills out there that will modify that again, especially there's a bill that will affect their right to vote and or serve on it. 2 different bills if they have been convicted of certain crimes of violence, if they have been convicted of certain violent sexual offenses. So it doesn't turn back the clock on everyone.
Right.
You know, drug charges, DV, little things that they that don't require mandatory time is always an easy way to look at it. Those charges, those people with those charges can still, you know, after the time frame, get their right to vote back, come serve on a jury, and we need everyone on the jury. I can never plug needing jurors enough.
Please.
But but that will impact some of your listeners. That will impact some of our voting numbers in the city, and it will impact us being able to get jurors. Now, I'm not saying it's going to necessarily have a substantial negative impact because we've never even looked at the numbers of who this applies to. But I just like to make people aware that that's why you should kind of read. It's a lot, but you should read through a lot of the bills because you just want to be aware of, you know, how it may impact you in the future. There's another one. What was the other one we talked about? There was another bill out there.
Oh, that the jury one was the one that was very interesting to me,
Right.
on the changing of who can actually serve as jurors. Because I think the thing about that is the great thing, I guess, as it relates to a jury trial, is you're being tried by a jury of your peers, and that's a cross section of the citizens in Louisiana. So this is something that would alter that. I'm not here to say one way or the other, but I mean, it would alter that because it would exclude, you know, certain segments of the population, whether that's right or wrong. It's, you know, will actually do that. So I think it's something that everyone should be aware of, keep their eye on. And I just want to give a plug to something we never really give a plug to. Our Louisiana legislature website is amazing.
It is. Oh my goodness.
You can log into it.
What's the name of it?
It's it should be legis.la.gov. If you log into that website, you get to read every bill that's ever been filed. You get to look at the bills that are pending for 2026. You can look at it, even if you don't know the number of the bill or if you don't know the author's name, you can kind of like put in a little text on what it has to do with it. You can say, you know, reduction of judges or something like that, and it'll give you everything. It'll give you the original bill. It'll give you any fiscal notes associated with the bill. It'll give you a legislative digest. It'll give you the amendments. It'll tell you who authored this bill, where they from, what area of the state they represent. So it's really, really interesting. And the thing that I like the most about that website is it allows you to view the actual arguments in the committee and on the House floor. You can just sit there because people are just like, well, what can we do? What can we do? I can't go to Baton Rouge. What you can do is look at what's going on. You can email your opposition to, or if you're a proponent to any of these bills. So you can literally look at democracy going on. So it allows you to, if you can't, we've been in Baton Rouge so much lately, I feel like I'm back in law school at the Southern University Law Center.
On the bluff.
But that's how much, you know, we've been participating in this whole process. But it allows every person who has internet access to literally see what's going on in our state.
And they're pre-recorded, so you can.
And it's on demand. You can search on demand. You can look at any and everything.
I just put the link in the chat, so those of you who are interested, it's pinned at the bottom for those of you who want to see it. But we're going to take this break, y'all. You listen to The Front Porch here on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Hi, I'm Leo Jackson, host of Sunday Gospel here every Sunday morning, 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 12 o'clock till 2 p.m. You don't want to miss this move of God. It happens only on WBOK. You listen to all day long.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
A majority of us, as indicated by numerous polling results, oppose the war in Iran. We watch in astonishment along with the rest of the world, as our erratic president unleashes chaos by his ill-advised decision to join the Israeli prime minister in a questionable attack on Iran. This appears to be a classic case of the tail wagging the dog. Since when in the hell did an American president subjugate its decision to go to war to a foreign government? Though President Trump refutes any suggestion that he was talked into the attack by Israel's prime minister. But here we are, a month into a war with no definitive explanation as to why and no damn exit strategy to get out. Mr. Trump can't seem to make up his mind. First, he said it was because Iran was just weeks away from producing a nuclear bomb. Intelligence experts say there is no evidence that Iran was capable of a nuclear attack or that they presented a threat to the United States. Plus, Trump had already bragged about knocking out Iran's nuclear capability with a bombing raid earlier this year, an obvious example of Trump contradicting himself, which should surprise absolutely no one. Trump also talked about going to war to force a regime change in Iran. The Iranian regime, folks, is still intact. What we have now is a chaotic mess created by the president of chaos, resulting in worldwide economic disaster and a war-torn Middle East. Even worse, the cost to human life. An American bomb exploded on an Iranian middle school, killing over 100 children. The Iranians have been fighting back. 13 American soldiers have been killed and scores have been injured. Incredibly, in the midst of all the chaos and tragedy, Trump just went on TV in a nationwide broadcast telling us he's winning big. Well, he's definitely winning big if that means alienating our NATO allies, the majority of whom oppose the war. He's really winning big if he means closing the Strait of Hormuz, which Iran has done in retaliation, inflicting global economic instability. If this is winning, Mr. President, I shudder to think what losing looks like. It's past time for the spineless Republican majority Congress to enforce the War Powers Act and take the keys away from a delusional grandpa who wants to be king of the world. This is Norman Robinson, Off the Top.
City Park is where to go when you don't know where to go. Turn towards the city center and start walking. Before long, you'll end up where you belong, at the heart of the city, New Orleans City Park. Stroll along the reeded marsh, wander through the sculpture garden, rest and recharge beneath ancient oak trees. This is where your spirit goes to grow. It's in our nature to yearn for nature. NewOrleansCityPark.org, heart of the city.
Transform your bathroom with the beautiful quality of Bath Planet. As a trusted leader in bathroom renovation, Bath Planet has earned the Good Housekeeping seal, a symbol of quality and consumer confidence for over 100 years. Get half off installation or 18 months with no interest and no payments. Whether it's tub replacement, a shower replacement, or a tub-to-shower conversion, Bath Planet makes your custom bath fast, easy, and affordable. Here's how it works. 1. Call to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. 2. Our design experts come to you with real samples to customize your dream bath. 3. Our certified installers complete the transformation in as little as 1 day. And right now, for a limited time, you can upgrade your bathroom for 50% off installation or choose 18 months with no interest and no payments. But you need to call now. This special offer is only available by calling 800-981-8177. That's 800-981-8177. Call 800-981-8177 right now before the offer ends.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
Yes, indeed. Only in New Orleans, baby. It's your boy Wild Wayne. Here comes Trombone Shorty. Big one, we ready to do Come on. Drop it, how you feeling? Work it, how you feeling? Come on. Work it, how you feeling? Let's go. Come on. Drop it, how you feeling? Work it, how you feeling? Come on. I want you twerking, how you feeling? Let me see your foot. Work it, how you feeling? Come on. I want you drop it where you feeling, baby. I want you twerk it where you feeling, baby. Drop it, how you feeling? Come on. I say work it, how you? Come on. We cutting up off of this. We gonna cut up off I want you drop it how you, I want you twerk it how you, yeah. I want you drop it how you feeling. Come on, work it how you feeling. Move it how you feeling, baby. Come on, work it how you feeling, baby. Come on, work it how you feeling, baby. I want you work it how you feeling, baby. Let's go. Trombone, how you feeling, baby? C. Smith, how you feeling, baby? Lou Breed, Brass Band, how you feeling, baby? Eat my boy Wild Wayne, how you feeling, baby? That's for me, football weaving. You know I'm all the easy. Look, all day on the pass me another crown. Let me get down, how I do my thing. That's bad beat. Let's go. I say, I want you working, how you feeling, baby? I want you twerking, how you feeling, baby? I want you working, how you, I want you working, how you, I say, I bring her on Just Judy. She down bad for that big fake booty. I'm about to bring her on Just Judy. She down bad for that big fake booty. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. I say, get out the way.
All day long. I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree and Jared. This is our last segment for this Free Your Mind Friday on this Good Friday. And we are still kicking it with the judges. 3. We're going to get the 4th one back on here. She was out of town.
Yes.
But as we are leading into this Easter weekend, I hope that nobody has to find themselves on Broad in Tulane to go to the court where it's open, but why do you want to go there?
Exactly.
Why do you want to go there? Any closing thoughts you guys want to leave with our listeners? Because of course we've already made the arrangements. You're gonna come back of what they need to know to start informing themselves about the elections that are coming up, and also the things that they need to start sharing with their friends and family so that they are informed as well.
For one, I'd say do your own research. That's even on candidates. I mean, everybody's going to put your spin out there. You need to know yourself what you're voting for. Pay attention to what these amendments are. Pay attention when you go vote down the ballot. Just educate yourself on the process. Everyone is not going to agree on everything. That's the beauty of democracy. But know what your candidates stand for. Know what these propositions stand for. And I want everyone to have a safe and happy Easter. Do not drink and drive. And my favorite statement, don't walk around with a loaded firearm in your waistband.
Please
don't.
Please.
Okay.
One of my favorites.
I don't really know how you follow that, but I think for me, I want everyone to be cognizant of the date of this May election. I know for one, I'm going to be out of town because that's graduation season for college students.
Exactly.
Juana's daughter is graduating. My nephew is graduating. So I need people to take advantage of early voting. Yes. It's there so that if anything could happen.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I say take advantage of early voting. I think it's so easy. You don't have as many people there. It's not that many lines, which I guess is technically unfortunate. But I know, when you have elections that fall on Jazz Fest, you have a low turnout. When you have elections that fall, on Southern's homecoming, LSU games, the Saints are playing in Houston, the Saints are playing in Atlanta, we have, traditionally low turnout. So, there's an app for that. Yeah. Just early voting.
Early voting.
So that's my thing.
And what I would add to that great advice from my 2 colleagues is that check on the Louisiana Secretary of State site. You can go and check your own voter registration. Make sure that you're current. Make sure that you're still on the voter rolls and you haven't been purged off. It's important to continue to vote so that you don't get purged off those voter rolls. You can check that website. You can put in your name. You can put in your date of birth. And then it will give you where you're registered to vote, your zip code. It will give you where you're registered to vote. It will give you who your representatives are, etc. But make sure you do that so that and it'll also tell you where you can vote because the voting poll locations sometimes do change. And so we'll also give you that information. And you can do that for any and all elections to keep up, to make sure that and then go and spread the word. We talk about 5 or 10 other people. Spread the word to 50 to 100 people in your family, in your group.
Social media.
Yeah, social media. And get people to check their own voter registration and to go out and vote. Voting is important.
Yes, it absolutely is. We have our marching orders, and before I get out of here, I have an announcement from Union Bethel AME Church 2321 Thalia. They have fish plates, fish baskets, and extra fish that are available. You can contact Jesse Mundy at 504-270-6602. 10 or more orders, and there's free delivery. And that is us on this Free Your Mind Friday. Remember to practice random acts of kindness and do something nice for somebody else, because it's a nice thing to do. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we're going to see y'all on Easter Monday. Have a great weekend.
Bye. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Uh-huh.